yes, there is a requirement for delicate balance, because I need to say too that I know some churches that 7 days a week them keep church. And they expect that the church turn out 7 days a week. You must come to every service. And that don't work. That don't work. You know, when I came home, a number of churches, most of the churches were still having Sunday night services. And I would say, why are we having Sunday night services? And then we have the gall to call it gospel service. And when you come to the gospel service, everybody in it already saved. And somebody comes to preach the gospel to those who are already saved. And I served at a church where that was happening, and I said, listen, I didn't stay there long, didn't have any plan to. And I said, this must stop. This is a waste. Why don't we as believers take the Sunday evening and go into the community? Use one team a week. And we organized, had everybody trained, one team a week to go out. Right? So it meant that one team would go out once out of the month, and they would have 3 weeks to build and spend time with their family. Because family is important. Recreational time and rest and relationship time. And we built that. It lasted for a grand total of 2 weeks. Because somebody came up with a bright idea. Well, why don't we have women's and men's meeting on a Sunday then? And then another Sunday and another Sunday, so until they were right back where they started. And no group was going out. Because it's men's meeting, this group can't go that Sunday, and then drop that group, stop doing their Sunday, and then something else. And it's how we prioritize souls. And there are a lot of people who grew up in churches like this. Every night is a meeting. And they must be at all of them. No, that is ridiculous. So, I determined long time ago not having any Sunday night meeting. And every now and again we'll do something on a Sunday evening, but it's a family evening. You ever notice that? It's family, like a concert, something like that. It's for families to come and relax and have a time in the Lord. We're not into the meetings every night, because there's work, there's study, there's preparation, and there's rest that is required. What we do encourage is that the men, especially in families, lead their families in devotional time throughout the week. The men in the families have that responsibility to lead their families before God. Read Ephesians. Husband is responsible for washing his wife with the regeneration of the word. Go back and read it. So your wife not living godly. Well, why are you complaining to me? Well, how are you washing her? Very important that we set the right example, men, for our women. Very important. Very important, women and wives and husbands, that you set the right principle for your children. You are responsible for them before God. Very important. I grew up in a home where we had family worship every night. It was tedious at times. Very tedious. But you know, these children grew up, and when I say these children, I mean my daughter and my sister's children. Whenever their grandfather came in the summer up there and they were there, or in Christmas, devotions 2-3 times a week. And they learned from there. So to sing. No, I had already planted seeds. But they would learn to sing and worship. To this day, they will sing a song and they will turn around and say, Papa song. Papa not here no more, but Papa have the influence. Temptations have a song where they say, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he ever left us was alone. What do you leave in your children? What is your legacy to your children? Some of you have left a legacy of hard work and determination, and your children come out the same thing, pressing and pushing and trying to excel, and you're proud of that. Let's see where real pride lies when you ask them about God and where God is placed in their lives. This is why we must still suffer the little children, so that when they grow up, as Solomon says, they will never depart. How are your children growing up? How are your children growing up? Are you facilitating them? I never thought we'd spend as much time on this, you know. I thought we'd have spent 2 minutes, move on to the next passage. But then the implications are greater. It's a lifetime. In this church, it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility. It is yours. It is yours. It is yours. It is yours. All these children that we see growing up, that little one who half asleep on Anna's shoulder. She used to come to church when she was here. You remember that? We have another little one growing up. Every week you see me fighting him for my tablet. Where is he? Yes. You know, are we engaging these children? Or we think it's just their parents' responsibility? The disciples were the ones who Jesus said to them, leave them and facilitate them. It wasn't the parents. He spoke to the disciples. It is automatic because the parents were already facilitating them. We must facilitate them also. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have come to a close of this evening's message. Some of you might think, oh, well, it wasn't for me, it was for parents and children. But no, it's for everybody, because we all have the responsibility to facilitate children growing in the Lord.
Change my heart, oh God, make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God, may I be like you. Change my heart, oh God. Change my heart, oh God, make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God, change my heart, oh God. May I be like you, may I be like you. For you are the potter, you are the potter, and I am the clay. Mold me and make me. This is what I pray. Make it ever true. Make make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. May I be like you. You are the potter. You are the potter. And I am the clay. I am the clay. Mold me and make me. Mold me and make me. And that's my prayer. This is what I pray. That you will change my heart. Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Make it ever true. Let my heart be changed. Change my heart, oh